Alrighty, this is how it's starting. This greasy 5.3 with 300,000+ miles will defy all with some overnighted parts from Amazon and a whole lot of work.
This will decimate all after you put about 15 grand in it or more if we have to. Overnight parts from Japan.
We'll put it.
And spit shining, we'll be pulling wheelies at the drag strip hopefully. Let's get to work. Now that we got everything stripped off of this, we're gonna sauce it up, some degreaser. And I pulled the rockers and out of from under the valve covers so the valves are all shut. So it should keep things from getting in the cylinders. Once again, all the grease is off of that and onto me, but it looks a lot better than it did. In preparation, let's get going. Tear this thing down. I was gonna leave the heads on it, slam a cam of valve springs in it like I do with all these 5.3s, but a piece of the gasket blew off when I was pressure washing it, and it does not look like it's MLS head gasket material, meaning somebody's been in here before and put a cheaper head gasket in it. So I will show you what I mean by that right here. This is the cheapest gasket kit on one of the cheapest gasket kits on Amazon. I've never used them. I've always used Felpro and never had an issue, but these were like $50 rather than $300 or $400 that Felpro wanted. So I was like, what the heck, this is a low buck challenge and let's do it low buck and maybe these will work good and I'll go with it. But multi-layered steel is what MLS stands for. Let me pull these out and I'll get back to you. Package is open. Now I can show you there are layers of steel on this gasket. Can you see that? And when those squish together, it makes a very strong gasket surface to hold pressure in the cylinder. The other old style of head gasket is like metal that's been compressed together, composite, and it just does not hold up under boost between the cylinders. In this area, right in between the cylinders, the thin part, that usually blows to smithereens, poof, be gone, and then you're done. So, MLS, these are not factory head gaskets. These are cheap Amazon MLS head gaskets. So we are going to find out if they hold boost. Dig in. First, inspect what we got going on here with this 300,000 mile plus engine. Let's see what's behind door number 1 under the cylinder heads. This thing was a perfectly good running normal 5.3. Let's see. Nice. There's a lot of piston movement here. And she's burning some oil. So, I'm not gonna mess with the rings or anything. We are just gonna see how long this baby lasts, how many pulls we can do conservatively, because I think the pistons and rings are plenty wore out. The walls are great, like always. LS cylinder walls do not wear hardly at all, but the rings and pistons have a little play to them, and somebody's been in here and put crappy head gaskets in it before. Let's look under door number 2. Okay, you see that? Let's get the lighting just right. See there's a gap on the bottom? Pull it down, no gap. Gap on the top, no gap. So there's plenty of piston slop, and you know, it's a good thing until it isn't. So right now, it's a good thing, because when you add boost and heat everything swells more than a naturally aspirated engine, and then your piston rings touch the ends on each other and break your pistons apart. So this one has plenty of slop, it looks like. Just sloppy enough to be a good turbo engine. We'll find out. If not, then we'll build another one. No big deal. I just like experimenting with these engines, and they're kind of my science project, so that is not too bad. Cylinder walls look perfectly fine. Turns over beautifully. Yeah, looking good. Pull the pan off, pull the cap, look at some bearings. But so far, the 300,000 mile 5.3 is looking exactly what it is. 300,000 miles and some good wear on the cylinders. Well, the pistons and the rings. So today, cylinders. I brought the derby car back to the shop because I need to harvest some parts. That's a really weird word, harvest, like stealing, or you picture like aliens harvesting things. Anyways, gotta steal all that's good from my previous drag setup that's in the derby car and now is seized. So I'm gonna do a little time lapse, not bore you with anything crazy, but I'm just yanking what I need for the drag car. And also we might see what's seized. We might not see. I don't know how much time I have, so if it's in the way of me getting to what I need out of this engine and stuff, then you'll find out. If not, we'll find out another day. Alright, I want you guys to know I do always strive to be like prepared for the next event, next thing I'm doing, do it right, all those sorts of things, but it's just a lot of work keeping up with everything. Today, I have the derby engine that's seized up here, and I need to tear it down to see if the cam is good to put in my other donor engine. 300,000 mile 5.3, 300,000 mile 5.3. But it's an exciting day because my just under $200 turbo arrived. So let's open this Chinese Wu-Tang turbo and see what it looks like. And I need to make sure, the reason I haven't tore this engine down yet is because I'm mocking up these parts. Oh, let me show you. I'm mocking up these parts as they come, so I mounted the turbo manifold. This thing's less than $100, and it allows you to run the pipe from that stock manifold under up to here, and then it has a pedestal for your turbo already. But I've got it mocked up because I need to make sure this turbo mounts on here without hitting my alternator, so I can use all these brackets, just transfer them onto that engine that's not seized. But I have a feeling its life is going to be short, so I don't think I'm going to even take the time to paint the block like it did this one, because I could do one pass at the track and that thing could be in pieces. So that's how high my expectations are for this. But we're going to see how fast we can go with a $200 turbo and a bone stock, well, pretty much bone stock 5.3 with a cam and valve springs. Like, that's all this engine has, cam, valve springs. It looked just like that one from the start. So let's open up this box. Enough yakking. Sorry, I yacked too much. Then I ended up cutting 90% of it out. Somebody commented and said, does this guy ever work? He just talks all the time. So let's open this box. I just can't believe that my shifter I ordered was a discounted Motion Raceworks shifter because it was blemished. I haven't even seen the blemish on it. I looked all over. I have no idea, so it's good enough for me. But that shifter was $600 almost. and this turbo is 200. That engine, like, this turbo's cheaper than a cam. Like, it just blows my mind. But if you've seen Cletus's video where he bought, I think, this exact turbo, it comes with white gloves. That's hilarious. White gloves and gaskets. I don't know how they're cranking these out for less than 200 bucks. Shipped to my door. But we'll see how long it lives. We'll see how long that engine lives. I'm running the Aces EFI jackpot system, and there's a guy that's really good at tuning them for boost, because my off-road El Camino runs the Aces EFI like full top end kit, but it's naturally aspirated. I just let it do its own learning. It runs great, honestly, but with boost, you have to tune it. You have to prep it for seeing pressure rather than vacuum. Look at this turbo. Golly. Let's see how she's gonna fit. Oh my goodness. Everything is clocked weirdly. That's gonna sit. Oh, something like that. So it's gonna clear the alternator, which is very good. Sweet. Oh, thing's a beast. That looks pretty dang good. You do have to drill. I don't know if you can see me. You do have to drill and tap a little 90-degree fitting to read boost pressure for your boost controller. Everybody complains that this housing does not have that, but it's not that big a deal. You just drill it, tap it. It's a pipe thread. Check out that bad boy right there. Oh yeah, picture time. Little Chinese Wu-Tang kind of stuff. Can't wait to... Aces EFI has a two-step wire. You can wire into your button, hit the two-step, build some boost, hear that popping banging. And then you're gone. So I'm hoping this new converter, 2-speed power glide, actually works. A little Wu-Tang power. We should go fast as long as my fuel system can keep up and that 300,000+ mile engine has some life left in it. This thing ain't bad. I do need to clock it so they have it. So the oiling is going horizontally through it because they don't know how you're going to orient this thing. So you just loosen these bolts and rotate it so the oil gravity flows through, and you probably can't see my head. Yeah, you probably can't see my head. But anyway, that is exciting. This fits. I was worried it would be too tight over here. It would not clear my alternator, but it clears. And I will probably point this thing that way, run it through an intercooler. So now this engine, if you look back or remember, I just had this on the engine stand when I pulled it out of the donor, rotated it upside down, pulled the cam, put the new cam in, and did the valve springs with the heads on. So I have never had the heads off of this engine. So let's see what's under here. Yes, there's dirt, but this thing's seized. Oh well. Ooh. Alrighty. I see a problemo already. Now the bottom of the head plugs burning just clean as can be in every cylinder. Like, beautifully. Perfectly burning. Maybe that one was a little rich, but not bad at all. But if you look here, that piston is crooked, and there's a big shiny spot here. So I wonder, these aren't even MLS head gaskets that I was running on. So that's interesting. These are not factory head gaskets, but I think definitely lost a head gasket here. It's all shiny right there. I wonder if it hit the head, because that's like a perfect line of shininess here. And the piston is crooked in the bore. Oh, oh, oh. That ain't supposed to happen. That's funny. That is funny. So that rod is broken, but I never heard it clanking around. It never exited the block. Just kind of slowed down running. So yeah, that one's not attached to anything on the other side. So yes, it definitely came up and hit the bottom of the head. I was running crappy head gaskets, non-factory ones. Didn't know that. But that's funny. So there's one of our issues. Let's see what mysteries are behind this head. There's water in this side still. There we go. Oh. What the heck did I do? Did I break the back of the crank off? Holy smokes. That piston is turned sideways. It's not straight anymore. Wow. So I've gotten into where the cam is and I've gotten worried because it doesn't rotate. So that sucks. Major oil lubrication failure. So now the cam is seized as well as the crank. Yeah, that thing's solid. That's what I need to know. I guess I'll get a camshaft ordered. Dang it. This engine's worthless to me. Pretty much. Maybe I'll make a coffee table out of it. I don't know. I just want to see what we find in the oil pan. Oh, that was real smooth there. Holy smokes. Made a big old mess, but there's things have been beaten around in there for sure. There are chunks all over. Wow, I made a big old mess. I need to clean up. Holy smokes, dude. There's pieces fall. There's a wrist pin. There's some rod chunks. Man, surprised I didn't hear this worse. Pieces everywhere. There's another wrist pin. Wow. Carnage. So I'm putting my turbo engine together, and I bought some cheap head studs because they're cheaper than the factory bolts. I've always run the factory bolts, never had an issue, contrary to everybody's belief, but this time I tried the cheapest Amazon studs I could get, and torquing them down is a little freaky. You can feel them stretching, and they're not supposed to stretch. But yeah, it's a frightening experience. I'll show you. You gotta start in the center and work out, obviously. You do 2 passes. So I'll do the first pass and then I'll video the second pass. So the first pass isn't scary. So I am dubbing this the Amazon drag motor because all the gaskets came from Amazon, which I normally don't do. Head studs are from Amazon, which I don't normally do. The turbo's from Amazon. The exhaust manifold for the one side is from Amazon. Pretty much all that stuff is from Amazon. The only thing not from Amazon is the cam and the fuel system, because I'm running Ace's EFI. But it's basically the Amazon version of EFI, so Call it what you will. But yeah, that's scary. I'm worried that these little studs are just gonna snap. The nice thing about studs is that you don't have to replace them. You can just whip heads off pretty fast. And I expect to hurt things in this poor little 5.3. So it would be nice to pull the heads easier and not have to buy as much stuff. If you just, like this total engine gasket kit with MLS head gaskets and everything was like $69 on Amazon. So that's way better than the $300-400 Felpro stuff. So a lot of people have been reaching out about Nash getting hurt and trying to help out. People have offered to do a GoFundMe and stuff like that, but that's okay, we don't need that. But if you really want to help out and you don't know how you can always hop on our website, buy some merch. I will be doing handwritten thank you notes to every order in November because those are just people trying to help us out. We've got sweatshirts, sweatpants, long sleeve tees, all this stuff to get comfy and ready for winter. So if you really want to help out and you don't know how, that's the best way you can. And then I will write a thank you note in every order, put it in there, ship it out myself because we don't have this huge team. It's just me. I get the orders, I put them in the boxes, ship them out. So thank you for your continued support. Always a pleasure to put videos together and continue doing this and doing things with our family. So thank you from the bottom of our hearts. Nash will be okay. We're gonna be okay. It's a lot of crazy times right now, but we'll get through it, and we have faith, and we have our Heavenly Father helping us out. So thank you. As you can see, he's alive and chilling like a villain for the next like 2+ weeks. Just waiting for his skin graft to adhere and take. So yeah, we're just like living in this little room for a while, long while. Huh? Long time?
Just forever.
Just forever?
Forever.
What's your puppy's name?
Spots.
Spots? Really?
Yeah.
Alright. His name's Spots. He just got it yesterday, huh?
No.
Yes.
The day before.
No, it was just yesterday.
No, it was tomorrow.
Yesterday's today and tomorrow's forever? Alright.
Got it forever. I did.
So he's fine. Just has to be bedridden for a while. He can walk around
Dad,
with a little walker like a grandma, huh?
Dad, guess what? They have video games.
Yeah, they have video games. You got to play Xbox, huh? That's cool.
I want to do Xbox again today.
Okay, we can do that again.